recording. The recording is on. So what we're going to do is we're going to try our best to build the midterm as fast as we can. And the midterm is a portal prototype without the weapon itself. So what we're doing here is we're going to create a new project. And of course, I have my old midterm project from another term. And we're going to use that as sort of a reference. Well, I'm going to use it as a reference because I need to have, a reference, and you should have references too, if you can help it. Anyway, we're going to create a game, create a new project. It's going to be a games project. We're going to use first-person shooter as our template. We're going to name it midterm 2023. What is this? This is spring course, right? Spring 2023. I'm definitely going to make a blueprints project here now. Of course, you can do C++ in blueprints and blueprints in C++. But it's easier if you know that you're going to have a C++ project, do a C++ one, and vice versa. Max quality is fine, ray tracing disabled is fine. It's going to be for a desktop, obviously, and I don't care if it's a function or not. Create project. I'm actually on a pretty fast computer here at the house, so this should happen very quickly. Awesome. Okay, so we need a couple things. First thing we need is a core folder, so core. Right, in this core folder, we can color it however we want. So let's do a little bit of color. How about a nice pink? I like the pinks. And then inside our core folder, we're going to create a blueprint. Our blueprint is going to be an actor. This actor is going to be your companion cube. So it'll be BP cube. And we could do companion cube or whatever we want to name it, but it doesn't matter. We're going to open up that cube, companion cube. First thing we're going to do, we're going to do scene. You guys have done this bunch. Root. Replace it, the default root with scene root. And as you can see here, boom, it gets rid of that sphere. We don't want that sphere. Next, we need Unreal to crash. Yes. Awesome. Okay, let's see. What did I do wrong here? Epic Games, Unreal. That's why you got to save. I totally didn't save. That's fine. What? Failed to install. I don't care about that at all. Let's go and try and do it this way. Where's my oh, this one. There we go. So let's see. Epic Games 427. Yeah, I'm on 5.0, and so that's why it crashed on me. Let's see, it's engine binaries. So here, I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm basically going to where I have it installed because it just crashed on me, which is fine. And we're Windows 64, we need Epic Games. Where did it go? Oh, no, that's right. Windows 64, it's not here at all. Interesting. Oh, wait, no, here it is. It's the letter U. I was thinking Epic for the letter E, but it's Unreal Editor. I'm done. All right. All right, open that project up. I don't think I've ever had a crash on it like that before. Okay, back in the saddle. Core. Oh, we don't have that blueprint anymore. That's fine. Actor. BP cube. Open up the cube here, make it bigger. Theme. Rename it to root. Replace the default with our new root. Add a cube. Cube. Perfect. File save. Now let me just make sure that I have all of this correct. So we'll go to my code here. Add the cube, and it should just be. I think it's just cube, but we need to add physics to it. Oh yeah, that's right. So cube, and then here in the details panel, simulate physics. What this does is means that when we hit play, so if I add this cool cube to our world, and we hit play, that it falls. See that? It's kind of cool, right? Okay, so that's important. And then what else do we need to do? We need to enable gravity, that's enabled. No constraints. We could add constraints if we wanted to, but it's not important. It's a physics actor. Just yes. Okay, this is all good. Our cube, our companion cube is done. It's amazing, right? That was so easy. Okay, next thing we need to do, another one. Actor. This one's going to be our platform, right? And this is where we're going to like set the cube on. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna break off from before we start on that platform. Let's clean up our scene a little bit. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go to our world outliner, and I'm going to get rid of all of these cubes. We only need our cool companion cube in the world. All right, and then we're gonna place our platform in our world as well. But of course, you can see here that actually first. Okay, but you can see right here that it doesn't have anything because we didn't do anything. All right, so let's open the platform. First thing we do is theme, root. Get rid of the default root. Perfect. Okay, next, what do we need? We probably need a cube, right? And this cube is going to be our platform itself. So platform, and we're going to shrink it down a little bit. And I'm going to use a smaller scale value. So it's still snapping, but it's much smaller. And that looks good. And what I also want to do is I want to make it bigger, right? Because we want it to be able to, like, the player can just like throw it on the platform, because the player is going to be able to grab this cube and like throw it on the platform. So we totally want to do that. So let's make this a little bit bigger. So I'm scale up, wrong way. Scale on the Y, scale on X. And what we can do too is we can see here that we have like Z at like 0.3. So we'll do 0.03, that's fine. And then what we'll do is we'll do 3.6 maybe, or we can just usually 4 and 4. And that makes it equal on both the Y and X axis. And so there we go. It's actually probably just a little too thin. So let's make that a little bit thicker. Let's do like 1. And yeah, that's much better. And now I can like stick it in the ground. So if we have like landscape where the ground is shaped like this, if you ever make a 3D asset for like a house or something like that, you're going to make the base much bigger, because if the land is like this, that we can stick it through the ground and it's not gonna clip. So you can see here we're sticking that platform through the ground. Actually, we want to go maybe right there. That's good. All right, cool. Platform built. Now, what do we need? We need a box collision to check to see, hey, is the cube on the box, right? So we can just do box collision for the name. And right now I have a child of platform. I don't want that. I want it to be a child of the root. And then I'm going to grab this guy. I'm going to bring it up, scale this guy up. Oops, this way. Cool. Something like that, right? Great. Now the cube has a problem with it. And what we'll do is I'll show you what I mean by this. So with box cube collision selected, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to say begin overlap. And I am just going to say print string. And let me move the cube out of the way first. So here's our problem. I step on the platform and we can see that it's printing the string, right? We don't want that to happen. We don't want it to happen when a player walks on it, but we do want it to happen when we have this particular object, right? So we can fix that. What we can do is, instead of right now under collision category for a box collision, we are looking at every single thing right now, right? It says preset, overlap everything. We're going to do custom. And our custom, we're going to say query only, right? We don't want to do any physics. We don't want to block the player, or sorry, the cube from entering this platform. We just want to say, hey, when it does enter the platform, query stuff. And what we're looking for is a physics body, right? And we're going to ignore everything except for physics bodies. We'll close that there, bring this back, and we'll hit play. Now let's take a look. Now walk over it. No longer does it say hello. You see that? Awesome. However, if I bring a cube, let me raise a cube up really high. We hit play, and as soon as it fell into the box collision, you saw, or at least hopefully you can see it saying hello right there. So our platform is now set up to accept the box collision. Now we need to get some player feedback. So I like to do text renderer, and this is going to be helper text, right? And what we'll do is we'll say set text. So I just grabbed the reference of the helper text, and I typed in, dragged the noodle out, typed in set text, found this node. And right here, we're going to set the value, but of course, I can't set this value, right? I can't just type in whatever text I want. So I got to create a variable. You can see right here, we're going to do helper text value. And now we have this variable right here, right? So that's all set. However, the default value is empty, right? It says nothing, which is fine. We can leave the default value empty, but when the player, what we want to do is say, if the player enters it, actually what we can do, we can do a couple things. One, what I really want to do is let's say, hey, player, you do have the companion cube, and if you do not, then tell them, nope, you don't have the cube, so you need to go get it. But if they do have it, then they can just, it just drops on the ground for them. So what we can do is we can do a couple things. One, we can adjust this back. So we can adjust this to say, yes, not only look for physics bodies, but also look for pawns. I think that'll work. But we need to be able to differentiate which one it is. So let's see. Oh yeah, see, it's not working. Okay, that's not working. I thought it would, but that's not doing what we want to do. Let's try world dynamic. I'm not sure that will work. Yeah, that doesn't work either. Okay. So what we could do there is we could go back and say overlap all. So now it'll do both the pawn and the player. What did it do? Sorry, not the pawn, the physics actor player. Oh, it's not doing it. Not doing either one. Why? Why are you not doing either one? Let's see. Overlap all. I guess this is. Oh, I'm gone. I'm gone. Let's go back to this. I'm trying to do it hyper mode here. Go back to this guy. Pawn and physics spotted. Okay. What we need to do here is do another print string. Okay. Sorry. All right. So hit play. Okay. See, it is working. And then, yeah. Okay. So it's both now. Both the player and the pawn. I just didn't have the print string. So there's starting up the pawn, the physics part of the command key. So it's working for both the player and the companion cube. Great. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to say the actor that's coming in, right? We need to say, is it the, let's see, what do we need to do? We need to, we can do it this way. We'll go from begin play, and we're going to get all of the actor class. We'll just do one. There's only going to be one. The BP cube. There it is right there. And we're going to promote that to variable. BP cube. Right? And so this is just a reference of the cube that's in the level. A little reference. Reference or use later. I spelled reference wrong, but ignore that. All right. So we're going to say other actor. If that other actor is the cube, right? And I just hit B, by the way. B and left click to make a branch. You're going to do that so much in your Unreal jobs that you have. All right, so if it is the companion cube, great. Then we will leave the helper text empty. And we will set the text as so. Now, if it is not the companion cube, right? We assume it's the player. Then we say, hey, go get the cube, right? And then we can still set the text. So we set the value first through a variable, and then we set the text of the helper text with whatever value we get. Make sense? Great. So cube comes in, nothing happens. But let's knock this off because the cube is still in there. Go away. Oh, actually, it's not going to work because we don't have an end. We need to do an end. So let's move this over here. All right. So if I come on, where's my helper text? Oh, I messed up my helper text. The viewport. It's in the ground. That's why it's not working. Let's see. Let's center. Perfect. Save. Boom. Hit play. There's our text. Oh, it's inverted. That's fine. Hey, go get the cube. All right, good times. All right, so let's go back here and we're going to say we need an end. So we go back to this guy, dismiss, all the way to the bottom, end overlap. Now, if either, we'll do this again. If it's a cube again, so I just did a copy paste there, do another actor. And if it's a cube again, then the cube that's left, then we will, actually, you know what, it doesn't matter. We'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. I'm just working off the cuff here. We don't need it. We're just going to empty the text. As a matter of fact, we're also going to empty the text as the default value as well. So the default text is empty. And if you have the cube, great. And if you don't, right? So it says, hey, go get the cube. Let's turn this around so we can actually read it. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Cool. All right, hey, go get the cube. Cool. So I don't have the cube, obviously, so that's a problem. Let's do something else. The other thing is I noticed I was like stepping up onto the platform. So what I'm going to do for the platform is I have the platform selected. And I'm going to go to collision here. And I'm going to say no collision, no generate overlaps, and no character step up on, right? It's just a visual aid for the player. So now I won't do that stepping up on. Now you guys might not be able to see it in the video, but hey, there it is. Okay, so what else can we do? What else can we do? We can, you guys learned about lights. Let's do a light here, point light. And we want to make it a child of root. And we will disable that light. So let's go to lights. Sorry, not disable. We will set the visibility to not true. We don't want it to be true at all. And let's make the brightness just ridiculous, right? Okay, so the point light is there. Obviously, it's off. We can't see it, right? But you can see this blue thing. This is how big that light is. And let's also bring it up so that it is not in the ground. Perfect. Looks good. And now we can actually see it. There it is right there. Awesome. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to, let's do this. We'll grab a point light and we will extend this out a little bit because I'm going to build some stuff here. So if we have the companion cube and they place that companion cube down, we'll set the visibility of our light to true, right? Hey, you did it. The companion cube is on the thing. But the other thing we can do is we can say, hey, what is it? Color, I think. Let's look at our details panel. So we'll select our point light. Light color. See this? We can change the light color. So we'll do light color. And here it is. Get light color. Oh, here's a better one. Set light color. So we'll click on this black guy right here. This little black button. See that? And as you can see, the color is black. But I think, like green light, red light, right? I think that if you put the companion cube down, you got a green light. And then we'll turn the light on. And then, of course, we'll set that text at the end. And as a matter of fact, we can do this. We can say, turn the light on every single time. Only thing we need to change is the light color. So if you do not have the companion cube, oops, wrong one. Let's stay right here. Let's drag this down so I don't make that mistake again. Go down here. So if you do not have the companion cube, we need to connect our point light to our target. We'll set the color to like a red and say, like let the player know, like, dude, hey, go get the cube. Come on, play my game. Excellent. So we'll hit save here, hit play. And you can see now, hey, it's all red. Go get the cube. Unbelievable. Of course, the light doesn't turn off because we haven't set that up yet. But if I put that companion cube back in, pulls in, hey, it's green, right? Lets the player know you did it. We're giving player feedback. It's awesome. All right, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this guy, and we need to do this one. And we need to say when the player ends, right? So we're on the end overlap. Dragging across here, dragging across. Set visibility is false. And what are we turning off right now? We're not turning off everything. We're just turning off the point light. So I'm going to point light right here. Drag a little noodle out to that little target. And now we're saying point light, the target, is going to be not visible anymore. not visible when I leave the companion cube area. Oh, I got problems. That's okay. We can solve that. What do we need to do? We need to say, okay, so we have a bug. The bug is that other actor is not the cube, the other actor entered. And that other actor was player. So what we need to do is say, let's see, what do we need to do? Let's fix this bug. We need to say if the other actor is cube, then we'll say the cube is there. So what we'll do is we'll make a variable. So let's do that. We'll go variable. We'll say cube is on platform, question mark, right? Sorry, it should be is cube on platform. And then if it is a cube, then we're going to say that's true, right? And if the cube is not there, then we're going to say it is false. No, we won't. No, I changed mine. If the cube is there, then it's true. And then from here, we do need that other actor thing. So we're going to grab this guy. And we're going to say, if the other actor is the cube that leaves the platform, right, and overlap, then we'll say the cube is no longer on the platform. Otherwise, we do nothing. Okay, so boom, something like that. Now, in order for us to say, hey, go get the cube, we need to check, is the cube there? So is the cube already on the platform? So we're saying, so first we're saying, begin to overlap. Check to see, is it the cube? If it's not the cube, meaning it's the player, check to see, is the cube already on the platform? If the cube is already on the platform, then you don't need to do anything because it already did this function up here at the top. But if it is not on the platform, then tell the player, hey, go get the cube, come on. So now, cube falls on the platform. Player enters the platform, and we don't get that red text in there, the red anymore. Oh, we've got a bug going on here, so we need to fix that too. Oh, what did I do wrong? We need to do the same thing here. So is it the player cube? No, the player cube hasn't left. It's the player that's left. Then we need to. Now that should be all good. I don't know why it's not. Let's look at this again. Cube lands. Player enters. That's good. Player leaves. Oh, I know what's wrong. We need to do it the opposite way. We don't want the green to go away if it's the player. So we're going to do the same thing on the end. Do the same thing on the end. And what we're doing now is we're saying, okay, is it the cube that is left? No, it's the player that's left. Is the cube still on the platform? If it is still on the platform, do nothing. But if it has left the platform, then turn off those lights. This will leave the green light on all the time. So hit play again, green light, player enters and leaves, the light stays. However, if the cube leaves the platform, then the light turns off. And if the cube goes back on the platform, the light turns back on. You see, as soon as I can push it out of the way, and as soon as I enter the thing again, it says, hey, go get the cube, right? We have red light, green light, player feedback. Now what we need to do is be able to grab that cube. And look at this time, man. I'm knocking it out of the park here. Hopefully you guys will follow along. Some people entered the class. That's awesome. If you entered late, you didn't show up, it's okay. I didn't count you absent or anything like that. Because it's just kind of a weird day today because of the weather and stuff like that. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to say, hey, player, I want to be able to grab this object and do things with it. All right, any questions so far? Any questions? No questions, give me some thumbs up. Let me know you're still here. If not, that's okay. No thumbs up, awesome. Well, there's one. Connor's the same. Thank you, Connor. Appreciate it, man. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to borrow this first person character. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to borrow it. I'm just going to manipulate it. We're just going to modify it. It's going to be fine. So this first person character is right here. That's this guy right here. See, first person character. What we're going to do is modify it a little bit. First thing we're going to do is get rid of the spawn projectiles. Okay, I don't want to spawn any projectiles. I don't want to do any shooty stuff. All right, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go a little bit slower here because it's a little bit different. We're going to viewport so you can see what's going on. Go away, find this. Don't care about you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the sphere. You see the sphere right here at the gun? This is where we're saying spawn the projectiles, right? And typically your guns will all have a sphere there. You can see there's one right here for this one as well. That's where we're saying, hey, this is where we're spawning the bullet from. Start from here. That's that. Well, we don't need those. We don't need this VR gun. We don't need this. We don't need the marker. We don't need that sphere. We don't need this gun, and we don't need the hands anymore either, right? We don't need these motion controllers because we're not doing VR, and we kind of really don't need this arrow component, but it's inherited, so we can't get rid of it. We just need this camera and the capsule as our collision. Okay, so as soon as I hit compile, right, I got rid of all that stuff. And as soon as I compile, it's complaining. Now we can go to our compiler results and see that, hey, I can't find some stuff, right? So this is debugging blueprints. We've done some things and the blueprints are complaining. No problem. We can click on this little, see this little, like, what do you call it? Magnifying glass, right? You click on it and it'll take you right to where the problem is. And the problem is it's looking for the, whatever to hide those things in the game. And I'm assuming they're motion controllers because this is all part of the head-mounted display, right? For VR, you can see, is it head-mounted display? Is it true? Oh, hide the guns. Don't hide the guns. We don't care. That can all go away. This reset VR, that can all go away. We'll compile again. It's still complaining, so let's find something else. What is this? Oh, inner construction strip. Detach component. We can get rid of that too. That's fine. Save and save. Okay, see now, no more complaints. Excellent. Okay, so now the hardest part is building this sort of attachment stuff. Not too hard. What we're going to do though is we're going to make a custom event. So I'm just right-clicking anywhere in the blueprint tab. I'm going to do custom event. Custom event. Boom, there it is. Custom event. We're going to say this is going to be interact with the companion. Oh, look, this is why we're just gonna say cube. This is why I did it. It's called the cube. So I'm not fucking companion. All right. So what we need is our first-person character. Sorry, first-person camera. We're going to use that as a reference, and then what we're going to do is we're going to draw a laser beam out in space, just like sharks with freaking lasers. Right? We're going to draw a laser beam. It's called line trace in Unreal. And if we are line tracing the cube, then the user can press a key to grab that cube, right? But if the laser is not touching the cube, like they're looking up or something like that, then we like, hey, you're not looking at the cube, so you can't grab it. So as soon as they start looking at it again, then we'll be able to let them grab it. So we're going to use our camera as a reference for the starting point of our laser, and then we're just going to shoot out into space. So first we need is our location of the camera. So we're going to do world location. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, we're going to say, get the forward vector. So meaning like wherever the camera is pointing, so you can see here, right? Wherever the camera is pointing, get that forward vector, right? So, this is like blue arrow, get that forward vector. That's what we're doing. As a matter of fact, I'll show you what that looks like. Arrow, arrow, arrow. There it is, right? So that's the forward vector. And if we wanted to, we could also get the up vector, right? That's the up vector. Unreal's great about getting this information for us. So we're going to do get forward vector. Boom, there it is. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of math. I know, calm down. So we're going to say vector plus the vector. And the two vectors are these guys right here, right? And then we want to, so if we did it this way, what this is saying is, let's do that arrow again. Actually, you know what? It would be better if I did a what is it? A billboard, so you can kind of see. All right. So what we're saying is the first point is right here where my little raptor is, and the second point, Control W for, is still right here where my raptor is, right? So what I really want to do is I want to shoot out a certain distance. So I'm going to drag out from this vector. I'm going to multiply vector times float. And this is our value of how far out we're going to shoot. And then we'll add that together like this. And this addition stuff will make sense later. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say like 500 centimeters. And so what that does is it shoots out our forward vector 500 centimeters. So what that does is now our starting position is this raptor right here. And our end point of our laser beam is this raptor, right? So we'll have some sort of laser beam like that. That's what we're saying with that forward vector times 500, right? Then now we're going to do this line trace. So we're going to do line trace by objects, by channel, by objects, line and trace for. Oh yeah, there it is. Line trace for objects. All right. So this is starting to make sense. I hope we're starting with our world location of our camera. That's our start point of our laser beam. And then our forward vector is wherever our start position is, plus this times 500. That's going to be our end point. All right. And then what are we looking for? So we're going to do, we're going to promote this object type, promote this to variable, which leave an object type is fine. I'm going to compile, and I'm going to go to the details panel of our object type. And you can see it's complaining. Look, I can't parse because there isn't any object types. That's because it's empty. See array, empty. We're going to hit this plus symbol, and we're going to say physics body, because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that companion cube. All right. And what I'll do here is I am going to show you the laser beam. So we're going to say draw persistent. It's going to draw the laser beam persistent. We'll save, and then we'll go ahead and play. And now you'll see that. Oh, I need to make a key. Let's do this. Let's do this. What we're going to do is we're going to make. So the problem is this node or the custom event we've created isn't doing anything because we've never told it to do anything. So what we'll do, I don't think it's an event tick. Let's see, event tick. So never use event tick if you can help it. But for now, we're going to use event tick. And what this is doing is saying interact with cube. So what this is saying, every single frame. So I'll show you my FPS right now. Let's see, stat FPS. So right now I'm maxed out at 120 frames per second. That's 120 frames every single second. 1001, 120 frames. 1002, 120 frames. And for you guys who are coders, that means that this right here, this interact with cube is firing 120 times every single second, at least on my computer, right? So you don't want to have some crazy big loops and logic and all that. That's why everyone says, hey, do your best to not do stuff like that. All right, anyway. So, oh, we need to get rid of the billboards. Let's get rid of those. File and save. And now we're going to play it. Let's take a look what that looks like. All right, so you can see here's my laser beams. And you can see they're red because I'm not hitting a physics body, right? I'm not hitting the companion cube. But as soon as I hit the companion cube, you can see now it's green. It's saying, hey, yeah, I found something. Found it, right? Awesome. And our laser beam is that long, right? 500 centimeters. So you guys can hopefully see how long that is. Cool, right? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn that debug draw off. We don't need that anymore. Now, if we get the companion cube, so we're going to say, if this is true, we did get the companion cube. Awesome. Give me that result. So we're going to do out hit break that result, and it gives me all these cool things that I can do. And the thing that we hit is a component. So we're going to promote that to variable. We'll say this is the cube. And then we need to do some physics stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to say component location. Did I actually add that? I don't think I've built that yet. Let's see. What is it? This is. Hold on, I apologize. No, okay, yeah, that is it. Yeah, no. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab component at location. And this doesn't have a component at location. Why isn't that a grab? Oh, I don't have physics handle. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong. Okay, so we need to add that component, and that component is going to be a physics handle. Physics handle. There it is. There we go. Okay, and actually, we need to modify that physics handle a little bit. So you can see I'll have it. Oh no, I need a grab handle. Okay. Okay, so we need one more thing. Another theme component. And this is going to be the grab handle. There we go. And I'm actually going to make it a child of our camera. And then while it's a child of the camera, this is where we're going to pull in the cube, right? This is the grab handle. And then it's going to talk to the physics handle, which will all make sense in a second. But we don't want to put the cube right in front of the player like this, right? Like the player won't be able to see what they're doing. So we want to do sort of either put it a little bit lower than them or a little bit above them. And we also, you can see kind of like, it's kind of inside where the player is. This cylinder, our capsule component is where the player is. So it's inside the player. So we're going to pull it forward a little bit, something like that. Maybe a little bit forward, something like that. There we go. That's fine. You can move it however you want. Or something like that. Okay. Now we can do physics handle, and then from there we do grab component at location. There we go. That looks better. So what this is doing is going to grab the physics handle at the location that we did that hit. Right. So wherever that hit was, it's going to grab it and hold on to it. And we could say a bone, but we don't have any bones in our cube, so we'll just leave it at none. And then we're going to make a variable, and this is going to be saying, is the player grabbing the cube? Question marks. And in this case, we're going to say, yes, they have it. They're grabbing the cube. They have it in their hands. Okay, so now we can get rid of this tick thing that we're doing. And what we need to do now is we need to say, we need to have a key for them to grab it, and we need to have a key for them to release it. And so what we need to do, let me look at my little cheat sheet here. Interact with cube. Oh, okay, I got you. So what we'll do is we'll go to our main editor. In our main editor, we're going to go to project settings. In our project settings, we're going to go to input. We're going to do a new action mapping. And this is going to be, grab cube. And we can do right mouse. Let's see, right mouse. There we go. Cool. And now we'll go back to our character here, and we can do input action grab cube. There it is. And what we're going to say is, if I press the right mouse, I'm going to do a little branch here. We're going to say, am I already holding onto the cube? Do I have the cube already? If I do, then do nothing. But if I don't, then interact with the cube. Oops. Interact with the cube, right? So let's take a look what that looks like. We play, and I can, no. Oh, I need to hold the right mouse to make sure why it's not working. What did I do wrong? Oh, I need to do the event tick thing. Okay, it's not working yet, but basically I'll be able to interact with you. It's working by touching this example, but we forgot some event tick stuff. So let's do that event tick stuff now. So what we need to do on our bit tick every single frame is we need to grab our physics handle and set the target location as our grab handle. So I'm going to get world location. All right, so what this is doing is it's moving the physics handle to our grab handle point. So right here in the world, every single frame. So as we look around, that physics handle is being reattached to that spot. Okay? And then when I interact with the cube, I'm putting the cube on the physics handle. And so every single frame, the physics handle is moving around based off the grab handle. And it's sort of like a hierarchy thing. The grab handle is the highest thing, then the physics handle. And if I have the cube is attached to it as well. Okay, so that is that. And then what does this do? Oh, that's for the door. Okay. So that should be all we need. Let's save that and hit play. Let's see if that works. All right. So it does not work. Something is wrong. Let's see what we did wrong. That's setting target location. This is have components. Set the components. What have I done wrong, guys? Did I do true here? True. This is that. Solve trace. Let's care about that. Okay. And let's try and do it this way. We'll do right mouse. Let's see if this is. And this is player graph and cube. And actually, what we'll do for now, we're just going to go straight in and see if that works. Let's see if that works. Oh, not working. All right, so now we're debugging. We're trying to figure out what the problem is. We're debugging here. What we're going to do is, what we'll do is do a little bridge string, and then we'll say, right mouse press, and then we'll say this is true. We'll do a push string here. We'll say bound cube, and then did I do this right? I think it is right. Physics handle is the target. Set target location. Yeah. All correct. That's all correct. Should be working. Oh, I found the cube. Boy. Okay. Found the cube there. Should be grabbing it. Not sure why it's not grabbing it. Let's see. I'm sure I've done something wrong. This changing. Let's do this. This guy. That is all that. That can change it in there. What's that? Maybe I've done something wrong with the cube. Let's look at this. Like crap. American cube, physics vector. There's nothing crazy about this guy. What's going to happen is I'm going to figure it out as soon as we leave, right? As soon as this, I got like 45 minutes left. I'm going to figure out as soon as we turn the camera off. It's going to be like, oh, it's this little thing. This is drawing the trace correctly. This is finding the cube. Let's see. Let's do this. We'll do a print string of our cube here. We'll get display name. And it should be BP cube. Actually, we're naming this to like awesome cube. Okay, so you play. Oh, it's finding the platform for some reason. Shouldn't find platform. Platform 2 box collision. Yeah, that's weird. Oh, it's finding the box collision. Oh geez. Oh boy. Oh boy. I've been working this whole time. Okay. There it is. Okay, so what is going on here? So we can fix this, I think. It's looking for physics bodies is what it's supposed to be looking for, but the platform box collision, maybe it just looks wrong. Oh, I changed this object type. Okay, let's change this back to world dynamic, and I think that should still work. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I did. That's the mistake I made. Yeah. Okay. All right. So the mistake I made was that our platform, the cube was falling onto the platform, and the laser beam was saying, "Hey, the box collision is what I am detecting." And the reason it was detecting that is because I had foolishly set object type right here to physics body, saying that, hey, this box collision is a physics body, which is not. It's world dynamic. The only thing I needed to change was these guys right here, which is the collision responses. What responses should this box get back? And that's physics body and obviously the character. Okay, so this is working. Awesome. Now, we can do some things. The first thing we can do is, if you notice, when I grab the cube here, it's crazy. It's like spinning all around, it's doing all sorts of craziness. What we can do is I think we can lock the Z value. So let's go back to our core, go back to our blueprints. We're back in the companion cube here. We're going to select cube. We're going to go to physics, and we're going to lock the Z rotation. I think that's right. And that should fix our crazy. Nope, I didn't fix it. Okay, let's go back to it. It might be Y. I'm not sure which one. Maybe it's all three. Let's just block off three. You can't rotate it all. You grab it and then you just grab it. Let's see what happens. There we go. That's kind of better. A little bit. Walking around. Cool. Right now it's not rotating any craziness. All right. I don't know how I feel about that though. Kind of do want it to rotate. Maybe it should rotate on the Z axis. Maybe I had it backwards. Let's see. Grab. It still kind of rotates a little bit weirdly, but that's fine. We'll leave it like that. Leave it like that. It's fine. It's perfect. Ship it. It's going to be great. Another thing we should do is we should set the cube. No, actually, what we'll do. Okay, now we need to say we need to allow the player to let go of the cube. That's what we need to do. So let's do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, new custom event. It's going to be release. Oh my gosh, release. Why did I spell release? And then how does that look like it's spelled wrong? Release and here. Okay, there we go. All right, so first thing we're going to do, physics handle. And we're going to say, hey, release that component. All right, and that gets rid of the cube that we had on. Then we're going to say the player is no longer grabbing the cube, right? And they don't have it anymore. And so then we're going to grab the cube itself. We're going to convert this to a valid get. And what this does is says, hey, did they have the cube? Did they have it? It's valid. If it is valid, then set collision responses to not that one. Collision response to channel. Why is this not right? I'm going to PDF copy this one. Let's see. Set collision response. The collision response channel. There it is. That's what it is. There we go. And it's going to be on. And we're going to say ignore. And what this is doing is saying that, like, when I let go of the cube and the cube happens to like be stuck in the player just a little bit, if that happens, then the cube will like explode and just go crazy because it's physics, right? But what we're doing is we're saying, hey, as soon as I let go of it, just ignore the pawn, ignore the player for now, right? And then we'll say this one's going to be set all physics, linear velocity. Yes. And what this is doing is saying, you know, I'm just shutting it down. Actually, before I actually plug that in, actually, we'll just say no to that. Before I plug that in, let's see what it looks like so you guys can get an idea. So here's the cube. I grab it, and then I let go of it, maybe. And now it's obviously I can't let go of it. For some reason. Oh, I know it's bugged. Let's see this. Let's do this. We need to let go of it this way. So this. Grab this guy. We're gonna say yes to this one. And then when I release, you would say release and our cube. So now when I let go of right mouse, it's gonna let go of the cube for me. All right, now let's back into this game. I have the cube, it's mine. And when I let go of it, whoa, that's awesome, right? Like you have like a top game. Grab it here, go to outer space. And actually, if you really want to have fun, we can remove those locks. So let's turn these back off. Let's really throw it into outer space. Grab this guy again. Let's do a little bit of twirling and let go. And there it goes. And now we've broken the game. We can't even play anymore. Let's try that again. That's fun. Grab this guy. Goodbye, cube. It's nice knowing you. All right. So we can't do that. We want to be able to let go of the cube and it just like set down. So if you go back to our character, go back to this release stuff, and we're going to tie this in. We're going to say, as soon as I let go of it, set the linear velocity back to 0. And then I want you to just wait a second, because like a hair of a second, 0.02. And then set the angular dampening, of the cube to 0 as well. So I'm gonna grab this guy, and what am I doing? I'm going to do this way. Angular dampening. Set. There it is. There we go. Cool. File and save. And now, when I have the cube, it just sets down, right? Instead of like, I can do all this craziness, but no matter what, it's going to set itself down right where I drop it. And if it's stuck in me, like let's say I drop it over here, close to the wall, you can see that I'm definitely stuck. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't care about the pawn. Cool, right? Okay. So now what? We have our cube. We have a platform. We have feedback when the player drops it on the platform. Now we need to make a door. So I'm going to get rid of this wall here. I'm going to use what's called geometry. This is only available in row 4. We're just drop some geo on the ground here. And we will stretch this geo out like this and make it big like that. I really don't care. I'll select one of the edges here. Sorry, one of the faces, And I'm going to say, here in the details panel, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, select matching brush. And there you go. You can see now it's selected the entire guy. And I'm going to change our UVs to 1 here for the U and 1 for the V and hit apply. And now my cube is no longer stretched out. That's amazing. Then I'm going to grab another cube. And I'm going to move it into a first cube, stretch this guy out a little bit, and something like that. And then with that cube selected, or that box brush selected, I'm going to switch the brush type to subtractive. When I do, you can see that it cuts a hole in the wall for us. It's amazing. And there's our doorway. Then I need to make the door. So we can do a couple things. We can make a blueprint, which is what I recommend. Actually, let's do that. Actually, we'll make a blueprint. Go to core, blueprints, actor, BP, door. And then we'll go here, theme, root, get rid of this one. Perfect. Cube, add a cube. Awesome. Now, the door selected here. We need to scale the door up, right? So it matches what we have here. And what we could do is we could totally select this cube like we're doing now and like we've done in the past. We could scale it up like this, right? We could totally do that. But let's have some fun. We've got time, got 30 minutes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our construction script. And what this construction script is doing is saying, as soon as we build this logic, whatever it is, as soon as we build this blueprint, do these things, whatever that is. And in our case, we're going to grab our companion cube. We're going to grab we're going to make a new variable called cube size. We're going to change it from a Boolean to a vector. And then we're going to say cube set scale, set world scale, here it is. And we'll grab our cube size. We'll compile this actually. And we're going to set this to, we'll do 1, 1, and 1 as our default values. We're going to expose that. And we'll compile this again. And save. And now there's our cube right there. But look at this. I have this cube size that I can adjust. So on the X, let's say maybe it's 100. You can see now when I do that, boom. It makes it crazy. So 10 maybe. No, we actually have to do it. The X is fine. We need to do Y. Y maybe like 5. That's good. Right? Like that. Put it on Z. We'll scale up like this. Actually, let's bring it up. Perfect. Now, if we really wanted to, we could do like this, right? So it's like indented. It's really the door. Cool. Let's save everything because, you know, it doesn't like to crash anymore. Hopefully it's not crashing. All right, so now what we need to do is go back to the door. And we need to say, let's do a custom event. No longer in this construction script, we're back in our dead graph. We're going to do a custom event. Okay. And it's going to say lower door. And we'll grab our cube and we will say set. Actually, we'll do timeline. So timeline. Icon is going to be lower door timeline. Right? And so what this does is it's like an animation. All right, we're going to start this timeline from the start. We got this crazy timeline thing that you'll never seen. That's okay. We're going to add a float track. We're going to hold down Shift to create 2 dots in our float track. Our first dot, our first keyframe, on the time, it's going to be 0, and the value is going to be 0. And on the second one, we got 5 seconds here. That's fine. So say time 5 and value 1. And I can click. You can see like I can't see those values anymore. I can't really, I have to scroll this way and scroll that way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click these 2 guys, and then the buttons fit horizontally and vertically. And now I can see my first keyframe or my last keyframe of our float track. And I need to name it. You can see right now, new track 0. We're going to name the time. File, save. And now I have this new time float pin coming out of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say set world location. Yeah. And we will get world location. So what we're going to do is we're getting the cube's current location. We're going to break this vector We only need the Z value. And then we're going to say, actually, I think we need a minuses. So minus float, minus float. So our Z value, we're going to subtract that. And then also we're going to do this, we're going to make vector O inside. So we're just going to get whatever the X is, whatever the Y is, but the Z value, we're going to bring it down. And that's going to happen over time. And I'm not 100% sure this is going to work, but that's okay. What we'll do now is we're going to make this a key binding. So we'll go to our player character. And let's see, what do I have? I have jump. Let's get rid of the jump for now. That's the door. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our begin play. We're going to get all actors class. Remember, this is pretty heavy. Actually, we only have one door. So let's just get actor class. And this is just temporary because we're testing it out. So the BP door, there it is. Make it a reference. Promote the variable. BP door. This is just a test. We'll get rid of this in a second. And for whenever we press the jump key, we're going to do that, which I think was lower door. Yeah, there it is, lower door. See, this is that custom that we created. All right, hit play. And now we're going to test the door. I'm hitting spacebar. And boy, did the door go to outer space. I don't even know. So that's again what happened. I think it worked, but it like, yeah, it went too fast, right? Just too fast. So let's do this. Let's see. What do we have? 5 seconds. And it only goes to 1. Why is that happening? We're doing should be 1. Let's do add. Let's try add world location. Add world location. World. Oh, can I do that? Add world transform. I don't really like to do that. I want to add location. Add relative location. I don't want to move it like that. I could do that. I could do that. That's going to make it not do what I wanted to do. And no. So, let's see. Why is this happening so fast? Let's do this. Let's do this. What we'll do is we'll lower this value. Actually, we'll do this. We'll do like 20 seconds. And then we'll put this in 20 seconds. Let's see what happens. That should. No, it's happening super fast. It's like not getting the right value or something. Okay, let's see. What did I do wrong? Playing from start. No, play from start. Okay, it's updating. It's getting like 0, then 0.006, 0.07, and so on and so forth. And it's subtracting, it's getting the Z value, subtracting it, and making that the new Z value. Let's do this. I have a better idea. Let's go here. We'll go do this. We're going to say before we start messing with this thing, yeah, Z axis. So this is the default Z axis. Start. And now, oh, you know what I should have done? I should have done it this way. Should have done it this way. Promote the variable. This is going to be cube location. There we go. And then I can manipulate that as I see fit. Play from start, cube location, break vector, X, Y, Z. Perfect. Okay, now let's see what happens. Spacebar. Oh man, it's still shooting into outer space. Look at this value, 380 for some reason. Okay, that's fine. I just spilled on myself. Okay, so let's see. This is just going crazy. It should have said, okay, this is our current location. We're setting the new location. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Let's do this. Breakpoint, stop. Hit spacebar. Maybe hit spacebar. There we go. Okay, our current cube location. F10. It's 380. Cube has not moved. One frame. Okay, here we go. 380. Subtracting 0. 380. Now what? Why did it move to like? Interesting. Okay. I'm going to cheat. Let's just do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. Go back to this guy. Go back to this one. Let's hit 5 seconds again. Put this at 5. And we'll put this at like 100. Do that. And I'll go back to our green crash. And now what I'll do is just say, get the cube's relative location. Not rotation, sorry, location, relative location. There it is. And break that vector. And then instead of saying set the world location, we're going to set relative location. Set or add relative location. There we go. And we'll update. And we'll make a vector. And then we will subtract the z, let our y, and our x, which is to be 0, is going to move slowly. Oh, spacebar. Maybe spacebar. No. What did I do wrong there? That should have really moved our cube. Why did our door not move? Cube. Scale itself. Yeah, it moved. It moved down 100. Oh, it did move. You see that? It did move. It's just not enough. Okay, so what do we need? We need like almost 500. And let's actually do an add. Well, we want to do a subtraction, right? So what we'll do is, yeah, 500. It's pretty close. All right, let's go back to this guy. Look at this guy. 500. What I'm going to do instead of doing the subtraction, not working the way I want it to, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to do a multiply, float by float. What this is going to do is I'm going to do a -1, not negative, saying -1. What that does is it makes it a negative, right? Negative plus positive. Then we can do float plus float. Now it should go downwards. And let's not do 5 seconds. It's too long. It's too long. Players can't wait that long. Instant gratification. Let's do 2 seconds. All right. Space bar. Here we go. Whoa, it happened so fast. Too fast. Let's make it 5 seconds again. Too fast. 5. Actually, we'll do 10 seconds. Let's just really see it like go slow. Oh, man. What did I do wrong? What did I have it right the other way? I probably did. Let's do this spin. Let's do pause. Let's see if it goes upwards. File. Play. Yeah, it's just not doing what I want it to do. Let's see, where is it at? What's the door at? Door. And a cube is like 3,000. Look at this, millions. 3 million per billion. What can we? Oh, I understand. Let's put this back at 5 seconds. And instead of it being 500, what we'll do is what we need to do is say we want to move to 500 within 5 seconds, but every time it needs to be a certain values. So let's see, we could do like maybe we'll do once. We're going to do like 10 maybe over 5 seconds. That'll do 50. Maybe we do need 100. Let's do it at 10 and see what happens. I think that'll work. That's too fast. Okay, let's try 1 and see what that gives me. It's still way too fast. Why? Why? Why is it too fast? 4. It's like a million to trillion. The doors positions. Playing from the start. Over a course of 5. Let's do 1 second, and we'll do 5. I mean, I want it to be 5 seconds, right? Let's do value 0.1. And that should technically, man, it's still way too fast. Oh no, Unreal. No. Okay, so it's playing. Stop. Stop playing. Hello? No. Awesome. Okay. Whale. Let's kill Unreal. And that's the wrong one, but that's okay. There we go. And let's go back and see if we can get back in there and see what I lost. I probably lost everything, including my class. I'm sure I lost you guys too. Am I even streaming? So it's still see the screen? Okay, yeah, I can still see the screen. What were we at? This one. That project. I'm not exactly sure why the door opening is not working. It should work. It should be opening correctly, but it's not. Oh, and look, I lost all that code. So you know what we're going to do is we're just going to say custom event, open door, open door, and then we're just going to say set our set world location, and we're going to get the world location. So we get world location. We're not gonna be able to do what we want to do. That's fine. Let's do break vector, take vector, and we'll do x, y. But instead, we're just gonna do -500. Fine. And I don't have any of that craziness saved anymore in here. Cool. All right. So back to our platform. We're gonna do at begin play. We need to also get after of class. And we go to the door and promote to variable, BP door. This is on the platform now, on the platform. It's the last little bit. So begin play is blah, blah, blah. If we cube on the platform, get rid of the hover text, set the stuff to green, and then open door. Open door. Oh, you can the cube. Sit down. Save. Go to the door. Door. Here it is. Oh, I have all this crazy code. Lower doors in it, but you know what? We don't even care about that anymore. We're just going to say -500, whatever it is. Boom. Perfect. Let's go back to our platform. Lower door. There it is. All right. And we add in our execution pins to make that happen. And now we'll put the cube not on the platform because we don't want to open the door. All right. Cool. So there's a cube. We walk up. Go get the cube. You suck. Grab the cube, put it on the platform, and the door opens. We can fall into the world now. It's perfect. Uh-oh. It's not so perfect. Can you stop my character? Cool. So let's save everything. Control-Shift-S to save it all. And then we go. You guys have any questions? And I'm sure you do because I did that super duper hyper fast, and I did have some problems with the code, and you will too. That's okay. You hopefully saw how I resolved it, and sometimes you just, and for the sake of time and production, you don't get to solve it. I'm not exactly sure how this supposed to work, but we'll figure it out. Don't worry, we'll figure it out. Guys, any questions, comments, concerns? If not, I will stop the stream. So we're right here at the Q&A port. I got some chat going on here. Let's see what I say. I realized I had 0 attendance for Thursday's class, even though I was about 5 minutes late. Well, I can probably change that. Good here. This will be on YouTube, right? Yes, it will be on YouTube. It'll be on the YouTube. So questions on here. Great. I will stop the recording.